Hi ladies, I wanted to share with you a quick and simple Smashbook album type of thing that I just made. It's very simple, it's very easy. I just threw together some pattern paper and then, kind of added to it as what I felt like I needed. So let me just go through it real quick with you. Well, maybe not real quick, but I'll go through it with you and I'll try not to take forever. So, to start off, this is the album. It's 7.5 by 10.5, and it is bound with my Bind It All. It's using the rest of my paper collection called Teenage Dream from Die Cuts with a View. It's a fun teenager one. I just thought it would work because I'm making this for a teenager. And like I said, it's very simple. I have not decorated the cover because I'm going to put her name on it and then just leave it. I want her to be able to just stick it in her bag or in her purse so she can, journal on it wherever and on our vacation and on whatever she wants to do and not have it be bulky. So I just left it with the decoration there. So when you turn the page, these are thin chipboard. They're more like poster board, but just covered with the pattern paper. And then here we have just some white paper that I decorated a little bit by inking and putting a stamp on the bottom part. And then I folded it and cut it down and edged this one. And then I just stuck a scrap piece of the pattern paper in there to just add a little bit of interest. And then there's lots of room for journaling. And on the back, I glued just a piece of grid paper from this notebook that I purchased at the dollar store. I just pulled out a bunch of them and I used them all over this. This one I just glued it to the back of the paper. Then on this one, here's my pattern paper. I added some stamps just to kind of bring the stamp into the whole thing. And then on the back side, I printed out a ledger. Now, I have seen this done on a lot of pattern papers where the back is just white. But recently, I watched it on Scrapbook, Life on the Scrap Beach. I watched her do it on her Smash Journal, and I thought that it was a nicer way, rather than just having white paper, to have some journaling spots in there. So I did that with mine. I did all sorts of different little grid spots. So I did ledger, and then on this one, let me bring it a little closer and you can tell I just did grid marks, and then I stamped it up just to kind of make it look a little more interesting. And then let me brighten this up just a little bit so you can see a little better. This is just a journaling card from the paper pack. I put it in there. And then the back side of the front side of the pattern paper. And then this is just another white sheet of paper with a piece of the grid paper glued to the front. And then I put some washi tape on the edge of it. And then stamped the back. Then this one here is a pattern paper where I also just added some of the washi tape to the edge of it, and then on the back I printed a circle grid. This here is a library pocket with just some fun little cards that were in the collection as well. Just stuck it in there just for a little bit of interest. And then I just took 2 of the graph papers and punched them on the side and stuck those in here as well. More printed backs here. This is supposed to be music note paper. You can't really tell, but it works for me. It's still lined, so it's okay. And it's not boring white, so it's fine. And then this is another journaling spot. And then here I have another ledger. The ledger was my favorite one, so I kind of used it a lot. I forgot that I used it and just kept using it. And then I stamped a little flourish on the bottom there. This is a fun printer paper or pattern paper from the collection. I really liked the way that it looked. Then over here we have some of the graph paper that I just took out of the book, and I folded it up and stamped or punched the top of it so that it fit in there. I just did a whole bunch of them and then stuck them in there together. And then this one here, I'm sorry my table seems to be moving a lot. I edge punched a few of them and stuck them in as well. And then this here is just another folded piece of paper where I edge punched the top half, and then I stuck this little decoration on it, and it says girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, and stamped there too. And then open it up and there's lots of room, and I inked the back of it to kind of give it the grungy feel of the rest of the paper. And this is just elementary handwriting paper printed. Edge punched that one. And then this was my second favorite grid paper that I printed. It was a hexagon or octagon graph paper, and I liked the way that it looked as well, and it printed in blue, so I liked that. And then I just took some more graph paper and stuck them in there, and then more graph paper. This is printed graph paper on the back of the cardstock. And then here I just made a little pocket that I'm hoping a CD will fit into, and I'm going to put summer tunes or summer music and let her put a CD of the music that she listened to this summer in there, and I thought that would be a nice little memory touch. And then just some random sheets of graph paper, another circle there, and then just a couple more folded sheets of graph paper. Another music note one, and then on this side I took the graph paper from the notebook again and stuck it to some white paper, and then I just used washi tape and stuck it to the book so that it opened out there. More graph paper, another journaling card, and then some more writing spots. And then on this set of graph paper from the notebook, I just took the middle one and I added some washi tape to the edge of it just for a little bit of different look to it. And then more of the ledger paper, and then a tiny little journaling spot. I like little tiny journaling spots just randomly thrown in there. Here's another one. And this one, I edged it. And then the end of the book. That's it. So if you have any questions about that one, feel free to email me. My email is not showing up. AnnaMarie29@gmail.com. And I will see you ladies soon.